Hello friends and welcome to Career Talk. Friends, in Career Talk, we invite industry experts to share their valuable experience with all of us. And today I'm glad that Rajesh is joining us from United States. He's a passionate agilist, speaker, giving presentation at organizations like Microsoft, SharePoint, and many more in the past. We already did 2 sessions with him in the past. Link of those sessions are in the comment box, so you can go and check the previous sessions. And friends, before we start, if you are new to our channel, Career Talk, please subscribe for Agile Scrum related practical content. And if you find value from this session, please do hit like button. Your one like is a big motivation for all of us. And with this thought, let's welcome today's guest. Hello, Rajesh, and thanks for giving your time today. One more time.
Hi, Sunan. Yeah, no problem. My pleasure. Appreciate you inviting me again. I know the intent of you and me meeting and recording these good topics is to help the Scrum community or Agile community. I really appreciate that one more time, the effort you are putting into this. And yes, today it's going to be a very interesting topic. We're going to talk about. Let me know when you're ready.
Please, go ahead, Rajesh. You can share your screen.
Great. So before we do that, I want to briefly explain. Today we are going to talk about 6 C's for delivering excellence. Again, who are we focused about? Who are we focusing today? We are focusing the development team in a Scrum team, right? So we have 3 major roles in a Scrum team. We have product owner, we have a Scrum master, and development team. So today focus is to how can we enable, how can we coach our development teams, how can we set them for success. So you as a Scrum master, definitely you know the avatars of Scrum master. We have a lot of avatars in Scrum master. You as a coach, you as a mentor, and you as an the Scrum master, um, facilitator and counselor, multiple avatars you play. In this session, as you as a coach, how can you coach your team for setting them for success? That is something we're going to try talking today. And believe me, this is something I have collected this information across my years of experience. This is not something we try to put together some words and talk about it. Rather, I have done hundreds of feedback surveys. I have done hundreds of interviews with our clients and customers. In all these interviews, in all these surveys and feedbacks that I've done, obviously there is a question that goes into them, asking about what is that one thing that you want our team to develop or improve or pay attention to. And when I ask this question, these are the 6 C's that I've always received in one or other way. And believe me, this is 17 years of experience, 17 years of interviews, results that I'm sharing with you today. And I'm pretty confident this is going to be helping you as a Scrum Master, that you can coach your teams and share with them. In fact, share with them these nice insights, so which they can take it up as a learning lesson and incorporate into their day-to-day work culture. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and let me know when you all can see it. Sunan, let me know when you can see the screen.
Yes, I can see your screen. Yeah, please go ahead.
Excellent. Great. Again, welcome to this presentation. This is the very first slide. I always show this because it's very important for me, to tell people this is just my learning only, right? From my experience, from the years of exposure that I have towards various processes and various cultures and various environments, various teams that I worked with. This is all about my learnings. I'm trying to put it together, and my learnings have set me for success for sure. And so you're welcome to adapt it, welcome to try it and see how that works for you as well. All right. So in this call, let me go to the next screen. All right. So we are going to talk about 6 C's for success. And what are those 6 C's? We're going to talk one after other, and I'm going to share with you some stories around this each C that we're talking about, right? All right. 6 C's for success: communication, collaboration, competency, contribution, consistency, and commitment. So these are the 6 C's that are very critical, very important as an individual or as a team. So we're going to talk about some of the details around these 6 C's and try to understand how these can actually set us for success. All right. The first one, communication. So when I asked my customers, the clients, so what is that one thing that you want our team to improve? Believe me, out of 10 people, I would say at least 60 to 70% of them, they talk about communication, you know, and they expect people to be proactive. They expect teams or individual to be available at least during the working hours, some or other way, and responding to the emails and meeting invites. Whenever we speak something, let us say, hey, there is an issue in so and so infrastructure or in the code or in the release. And most of the time, at least some of the time, we try to receive an email saying that, hey, this is the issue, we are trying to go ahead and fix it. And then, but most of the people does not speak how it happened, how you're going to resolve it, when is it going to be resolved, and what actually cost for getting that issue. So we simply speak, we simply drop a line or simply drop an email saying that, hey, this is the issue, we are looking into it, right? So those kind of feedback came from the customer wherein they look for more details. And attending meetings and ceremonies is definitely something they always look for. Now, out of these three things, out of these multiple things, I'll tell you an interesting thing, right? And this is very common to all, and it applies to everybody. Let's say if somebody is sending a meeting invitation, right? And then majority of the times we don't respond to it. We don't either accept, we don't say tentative, we don't decline. We simply have that invitation in our calendars, and of course there is a possibility you might attend it, you might even attend it, but then it's very difficult for you to respond to it. You need to accept it, decline it, tentative. Somebody is taking a lot of time in putting an invitation, in putting an agenda, and taking time to find the time in your calendar and sending an invitation. It is very necessary for us to respect their time and respond. Either you accept, you decline, or you at least say tentative, right? So those are some of the scenarios that I have come across in terms of communication. See, not attending meetings, not responsive, delayed responses, those are very critical. And those are some things that you really don't want to do. If you wanted to set yourself for success, you always take an opportunity to meet people, take an opportunity to attend. You learn something or other in these meetings, and try to. One other thing, I'll give an example. When you don't have an answer to an email, it is best to go ahead and respond saying that, hey, I'm looking for an answer for it, I'll get back to you. I'm looking into it, I'll get back to you, and give an ETA or something like that. So not being responsive is something which will put people on wait. May not be a good thing in a professional world. Rather respond with something, you're looking into it or you're on it or something like that. All right, that is something to do with the communication. Let's move on to the next C, collaboration. Very necessary whenever you're working in a collaborative environment. When you're working as a team, we need to be as a team player, right? And when you are in a team, it is important to participate in the discussions, adding to the discussion, right? And collaborate with the team in all different ways possible, right? And if given an opportunity, lead meetings, if given an opportunity, right? You need to set yourself to become a leader. Not everybody wanted to become a lone player or individual contributor. Rather, you always want to grow in life and becoming a leader. And these are some of the things. When you are in a collaborative world, you need to take that opportunity to lead, right? And always be prepared for ceremonies. When I say ceremonies, when you're going into a sprint planning session, when you're going to retro, when you're going into a demo, always be prepared. When you're going into a sprint planning session or a grooming session, go with review the backlog, be ready with the questions, contribute to the discussion. Not only yours, look at the overall product feature and try to help not only just yours but the entire team also, right? Those kind of things are very necessary. Again, you're working in a collaborative world, you're working in a team. Being a team player is very, very necessary. Lone contributors, you might be able to succeed as an individual, you might be able to succeed as a one team member or get your work done. But you as a leader, you need to set yourself as a leader, you need to grow in your professional world. So that being a lone contributor will not help you to become a leader. That's something to do with the collaboration aspect of it. That's the second C, the second topmost thing that my customers and my clients shared with me, how a development team should work in a collaborative world. All right. And the competency. Very interesting thing. Whenever a client hires you, an organization hires you, they have an expectation. And it is important for us to meet an expectation, right? So at the same time, you need to set yourself to grow in your skill set, which means you know something, you want to stay at the same level where you are. Yeah, you can, but your growth level, your growth pattern is not going to be speedy, right? It's going to be very, very slow. So you need to set yourself for success, to grow quickly or to grow at a speedy way. You need to educate yourself. You need to always enhance your competency, upskill your competency, right? All those good qualities in terms of your competency is something you as an individual, you have to inculcate in yourself. And as a scrum master or as a leader, you should help them, in terms of identifying the gaps. You should create a platform where they can learn some things, and even in fact, if possible, conduct some learning sessions and training sessions, those kind of things. So as a development team, as a developer, as a individual contributor, you need to have that awareness that you need to grow from the competency standpoint. So that's my third C, which is very necessary for you. All right, let's talk about the fourth one, contribution. So, um, so whenever you are in a Scrum team, I know we need to deliver something on sprint basis, right? And it is critical for you to understand what you're contributing on sprint. I don't want to, come up with a number. Let's say I'm giving an example. There are some teams, there are some initiatives where when you look at overall team velocity, yes, there is a number. At the same time, when you look at the average delivery of an each individual, there was a scenario where eight story points was a very common number in the team where I was seeing the 8 story points was something each and every individual were able to accomplish in every sprint on sprint. So what I did was, that is something a landmark you can set yourself for, and then make sure you are definitely meeting that minimum expectation of achieving the story points of 8. And then if you try to go beyond that minimum expectation, that is wonderful, that's great. If not, definitely try to contribute to that minimum expectation level. And at the same time, whatever the work you're doing, deliver with quality. Do not deliver just because you have committed something. Do not deliver for the sake of closing the sprint, but deliver for the sake of quality. Deliver on time for the sake of quality only, not for the getting the sprint done. That is something you as a scrum master to coach our teams to make sure they are delivering the work with quality only, but not for the sake of losing spirit. All right. You know, in terms of contribution, just not the work itself is the contribution, but always helping people in the team, contributing to the technical debt, contributing to the problems, contributing to the discussions. All those things can really help. You as a developer, you as part of development team, is helping everybody, contributing to the problem statement, contributing to the blockers, and helping each others to unblock. At the same time, you are setting up yourself to kind of meet that minimum expectation and go forward on that, right? That is something to do with the contribution. That's my fourth C we just spoke about. All right, the next thing is commitment. This is a very common philosophical thing or an ethical thing, I would say. Commitment towards the work, commitment towards organization or the process or the team and team success, right? So obviously it is very necessary. Commitment towards work. You are being hired. You are being hired seeing a value in it. The organization saw a value in it. They gave you an opportunity to grow. They gave you an opportunity to learn at the same time, and so they expect the same thing from you. To be committed to the organization, to be committed to the work. You show your passion towards work. You show your interest towards working. Instead of, hey, you know what, I got a job and I'm getting a salary. Why would I need to push myself? Rather having that thought process, try to enjoy the work that you're doing. Try to be committed towards the work you're doing. That is going to set you for success, because everything that you do with commitment will enable you to learn something new. Okay, all right. So the last C that we are going to cover today is consistency, right? Consistency is the key. Whenever we speak about consistency, something very interesting comes in our mind, especially when we talk about cricket. We refer Dravid as someone who has consistently delivered or always consistent in his performance. So, people who love cricket definitely take him as a reference. So it's important for you to maintain the consistency in terms of your contribution also, right? We always have ups and downs in terms of delivery, in terms of issues and whatnot. But you try to keep momentum and try to deliver inconsistently. And always keep yourself learning through the issues that you're coming through. People who understand some of the IT field, especially in the IT engineering development area, the technical debt is something. Try to always reduce the technical debt. All that. So consistency in your performance, consistency in learning, consistency in collaboration, consistency in every element that we just spoke about is something that which will help team and help you as an individual. All right. And pretty much those are the 6 C's that we spoke about. And as I mentioned, these 6 C's are something that you as a Scrum Master can coach, share with your engineering teams, which will help them to kind of adapt some of these best practices, some of the feedback that I have collected from hundreds of interviews, hundreds of feedbacks and surveys that I've collected from the clients. Communication, again, one of the key thing in communication is being available. Collaboration, participate in all the meetings and ceremonies. Competency, meet customer expectation. Contribution, deliver what is committed and assigned for sure. That's a minimum bar you need to set yourself for. Commitment towards the work, of course. Consistency in everything that what we are doing in terms of learning, in terms of collaboration, in terms of contributing to the team, everything, right? These are 6 C's that are very necessary for a development team to kind of set themselves for success. And if you look at what are these 6 C's and how can they actually help you? So we come across a lot of challenges in our day-to-day life, especially in the IT world. We have challenges in terms of project level, at team level, at individual level, at task level. Lack of acceptance criteria, task dependency. This is some of the challenges in your backlog thing. Similarly, at the team level, achieving cross functionality, effective estimations, and whatnot. So all these various levels of challenges that you encounter, you as a scrum master, you as a development team, these 6 C's is definitely something which is going to help you overcome these challenges. Along with that, I'm actually showing you some other qualities that you as an individual, you as a team, you as a scrum master should have, which will help you to kind of overcome these challenges. So that's pretty much from me for today. I hope you all enjoyed this session, the 6 C's, especially the Scrum Masters. This is going to be a great sharing session with your development team, which will help them to realize some of these qualities, and or if they or enhance these qualities in their day-to-day life. I'm sure this is going to be a great help for you when you train this with your teams. All right, thank you again. I'm Rajesh Vardiboina. You're welcome to reach out to me in LinkedIn or in this YouTube channel. I'll answer your questions if you have any. Thank you, Sunand, for appreciate you giving this opportunity.